Well, I'm the most clever person and completely did not understand that today was not Friday, so I'm not going to see American in Paris. And so I thought, well, I brought my dinner into the city anyway, and I bought a ticket to Moulin Rouge instead. Look, let's be honest, because I am the coolest cat ever, I brought my dinner in a Tupperware container straight from work and I'm going to eat it out on the street outside the theatre. Because why not? Okay, so it's interval. It's very flashy, but I don't know, there's some cinematic moments that don't translate very well, but there's some things that are even better. Like some of the vocal qualities are just so delicious in a musical theatre context and just blow the movie out of the water. There are some things that just like, I just don't think you have to recreate cinematic experiences on the stage. That's not the point of theatre. There are cooler things and more fantastic things you can do which aren't limited by the movie, but I understand that the audience needs it. But in saying that, Patrice is on as whatever her name is, Sparkling Diamond Lady, and Satine, she's wonderful. The person who plays the Duke has the most delicious voice ever. I would come and see the show just for their vocal quality alone. Like, everything else is nice. I'm gonna go back in. Everything else is nice and sparkling as expected and very, very red, but also I just want more illusions, so a little bit more. Anyway, gotta go back in. Well, that was basically a completely packed house, which was really exciting. I think I got the last single seat in the entire stalls. People who say they don't want to go to the theatre by themselves are crazy. I got a fantastic seat, last minute, no problems whatsoever. How was the show? Honestly, I really enjoyed Act 2. I think Act 1 was just a bit, I don't know, gaudy, garish for me. And then Act 2, there were some really lovely moments. Like, I thought, although Roxanne was a little different from the movie, I really enjoyed it because finally, the theatrics meant something. They were using the lighting to mean something. Oh gosh, this guy's on my crazy motorcycle. They were finally using the theatre to mean something rather than just to go flash, sequin. I think it's a very tricky business doing a show like this because you've got so many stakeholders to please, so many former creatives to please. Anyway, walking up to the station. Stopped doing the video before because I realised that the sound was horrendous. What I was trying to say before is that when you do a mega mix musical like this one that is already based on not only an opera, La Boheme, but then the movie Moulin Rouge, which is like a riff off the opera La Boheme, and then from that you have done the musical that is like a third layer riff, and La Boheme, I have no doubt, is based on just like the mythic story of poor artist falls in love badly, has opportunity to live a great life with lots of money, chooses love, and then dies. Like, tale as old as time. So when you're trying to do all those layers and then also appeal to the, like, when I say mega mix musical, like banger, 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 every song is fantastic, but you get 10 snippets of all of them, and not all of them are appropriate in a theatrical context, and when they are, they ring so true and they're so good. But that's not always the case. I'm trying to think of things that I thought actually really worked really well. The things that work well in the theatre as opposed to in a movie it's when all the elements are actually used in like towards a purpose. So a lot of Act 1, I think, that I wasn't that entertained by was, it was just like the lights just kept going and the sequence just kept going, but there's no reason for it. So it's like watching a crazy Christmas tree go berserk. And it's fun for a while, but then, you know, it's a long while, and you're like, okay, well, what's next? Oh, some not so great dialogue. Okay, what's next? And then, you know, some beautiful people open their mouths, and there's not a single person on this show who did not work to death making it amazing. I have nothing but the utmost respect. And I think it's flawlessly, beautifully executed. But it's like the audience has an attention span of 10 seconds, but you're trying to do something which has an enduring, like, really long-term mythic story. And I don't know if the two of them work together. And I think what was really interesting in the movie is that they could show you the cracks in the grease paint. But in a musical where everything has to work beautifully anyway, those cracks are basically impossible to show. Because to do that, something actually falls out of the sky, or how do you do a close-up? You can only do it through music and lighting and sound. So I had a really, really good time. I was really surprised by the finale. I had a really good time. Reminded me of Mamma Mia, where you get like all psyched up, ready to go and tell everybody to go buy a ticket. Speaking of which, go buy a ticket. It was phenomenal. I had a fantastic time. I would totally go again, except I'm going on tour. So my opportunities are, I have next week, that's the last time I can see a show, basically for the next year. I'm so sad about it, but here we are. It's what pays the bills. I'm not sure how many understudies I had on, but I loved all of them. I really, really loved the show. Really loved the show. And just because I see critical things in it, I mean, I don't know if there's an improvement to be made, probably not. I think halve the mega musical numbers and pick songs that make sense. But congratulations to everybody. I really loved it. Please go buy a ticket. It's an absolutely packed house, so unless you want to sit alone like me, you won't get a seat.